First of all, thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time to sit here and chat with us because I'm excited to hear some of your input for all the people that we communicate with on a regular basis. And the question I'd love to start out with is, as a medical doctor, you spent really your entire career helping not just your patients, but the community overall understand the importance of healthy nutrition in their lives. And right now, I bet there's a lot of people out there who are super curious about how they might be able to use nutrition to stoke their immune system. Any advice for those folks?
Absolutely. There are things you can do through diet and through lifestyle to really turbocharge your immune system. Nutritionally, the high points in general are you want to focus on whole food, plant-based eating. You want to be devouring fruits and veggies. So that's the, general, eat that. What are the foods you want to avoid? Foods that actually diminish your immune function. Yeah. Really straightforward. This is going to be processed foods. It's going to be red meat, particularly fatty cuts of red meat. And it's going to be sugary foods and beverages. Then within that, there are certain grand slammer foods. There are specific foods that are scientifically documented in one way or the other to give your immune system a nice kick, a nice boost. And there's a big list of them. I have them written here in case I forgot, but I'm going to read them off quickly. So berries, all berries, pomegranates, mushrooms, green tea, oily fish for the omega-3, oysters, turmeric, ginger, garlic, and I could, if we had the time, I could tell you why each of those grand slammer immune boosting foods, how it helps your immune system. But trust me, those are ones you really, really want to be, doing right now. Like, so for example, one thing you could do if you hadn't had your breakfast yet and you have some frozen berries, thaw all those berries out, throw in some walnuts, throw in some kefir, some yogurt, right there, that's 3 grand slammers. You should be using garlic, fresh garlic every day. Let it sit, chop it, or crush it, let it sit for 3 to 5 minutes, then add it to your foods.
There's all these incredible ways. And one thing I want to point out is that there's tons of resources on your website, right? Dr. Ann Wellness.
Yeah, there are. So you could just go to my blog post and put into the search box, immunity or immune boosting or just immune. And there'll be lots of free resources.
So Dr. Ann, what do you say to somebody right now who is taking your advice and saying, wow, you know what? I'm going to use this time. I'm going to heed this advice. I'm going to work to improve my nutrition, but I'm also economically on a budget here. Where can somebody like that start?
It's this urban myth that eating healthy has to break your budget, has to be expensive. I can tell you there in every single aisle in the grocery store, you can trade up nutrition for price in every single aisle. Now, if you want healthy eating to be expensive, boy, can it be, but it doesn't have to be. Let's see, water is free. Physically intact whole grains, oats, brown rice are dirt cheap. Beans are amongst the cheapest, per price serving thing you could even eat. They're remarkable foods for immune health and for all aspects of health. And what we need to do is we have this really messed up mindset. We are placing our value in foods on calories. Well, last I looked around, that is not what we needed in this country. People need to place their value on nutrients and phytochemicals. These are truly right now, these are life-saving, think of them as life-saving drugs. So let's do this comparison. You can buy an apple for the same amount of money that you can buy a small bag of potato chips. You might even be able to get a couple of apples. You've got 150 bioactive compounds, beneficial bioactive compounds in that apple. And, 150. What do you get in the potato chips? Like nothing. In fact, there's things in there that kind of can hurt you, right?
Right.
So, and all in the produce aisle. Oh my gosh. If you really knew what you get from that stuff, it's like bargain basement prices. Sweet potatoes and red cabbage, I will tell you, have the single greatest health value of any food you could eat. And again, just recognizing how cheap it really is in terms of what it can give you. right?
Right. Before I let you go, I want to know what people are going to do when we're through this, when we're on the other side and we're back to normal life. What is the one thing that you want to do here in Charleston?
Well, I do a Thursday morning centering prayer meditation, group meditation at my church, and we're doing it by Zoom, but I'm really, really missing that communion and that community. And I'm also missing my speaking. Of course, all my speaking's been canceled, and my speaking is sort of I always say the rocket fuel for my passion engine, and it really is. And I look forward to, and it may be a while before that, as I can even see that it won't happen for a year.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, I am, so I'm a people person, and I'm missing touch. I'm missing touching people and hugging people. Thank God I have my family, and my husband's here, and I've got 4 kids, and they're not really here. They're sometimes in and out of here, but yeah, we all know, and it's very well documented. Frankly, if you look at the data, human connection is arguably the single greatest determinant of healthy longevity. Human connection.
It is indeed. It is
Yeah.
indeed. And thank you so much for taking the time to connect with all of
Thank
us
you.
and to share
Thank
with. I know that you're going to be touching people, even though we're not with each other in the prayer group or in a speaking room where we're listening to you. You've touched all of us with your information and the impact that it can have in people's lives. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thanks you for what you do too.
Thank you, Dr. Ann. We'll
All
talk.
right.
Bye.
Good night.